Well, this is it. The project car is officially here. A 1983 Porsche 911 SC Cabriolet. God, I'm excited to have this thing. There's a lot that needs to be done to it, but I'm excited for the project. A couple of the key takeaways I have on this car that need to be fixed. I found out that the leaks fuel, possible transmission leak, as well as loose belt. So there's gonna be a lot to fix. It also appears that this thing has had a little boo-boo. As you can see, the bumper, slightly different shade of blue, and then you can also tell by the slight gap in the hood. So that will be fun to fix up. Hopefully we're not gonna find too many crazy things with this, because I don't want to wind up in a giant money pit with this, but I don't know. We'll see how that works out. We won this car from Bring a Trailer about, I want to say, a month ago. February. Yeah, late February. So got this car shipped in late March. So it took about a month to get here. Delayed a couple times, but it's here now, and I'm finally able to film with it. And I'm looking to document the process as I fix this car up, learn a thing or two, and maybe take this thing off to college once it's time. Who knows? Maybe fix it for a family member. See how that goes down. As you can see, this car has just over 200,000 miles, 201,750. That's a lot for a car like this. The owner did an engine swap at 120K and I believe put in another flat 6. So it came with a 3-liter, putting out 220 horsepower instead of the original 180 from factory. So overall, nice. It's used. There's a couple things wrong with it. This serpentine belt, maybe it's timing belt, I don't know. It's a bit loose, so that's lovely. Gonna learn how to tighten that up. This thing's got bad oil leak. So as you can see, I don't know, maybe it's already dripping. Probably not yet. But if you let it sit overnight, it'll drip, which isn't fun, but it's part of what it is. And as well, I was starting to see what looks like transmission fluid out from under the car, so that's always lovely to find as a mechanic. This vehicle is about one of 4,000 produced for its year. Came in the convertible with zinc paint job from Porsche, as well as a dark red interior. One of the things I really want to fix up on this car is do an interior swap and take it from that dark crimson-y looking red to a leather brown. And then I'm also wondering whether I want to do either like a white, black, maybe keep the zinc, but since this car has a couple body panels like that front bumper that's a different color, definitely want to get that changed, as well as fix the paint chips on this. One other thing I was wanting to look at is, what if we went for an exotic color, like green? I know that some of the 911s for its age have got green paint, some as well as purple. Probably not purple. I'd love to do that. It's one of my favorite colors. But on this car, to keep it that classy, fresh look, I think, who knows, something neutral, but I'd love to play around with it. The wheels as well, I want to keep as is, polish those up since they look really good as is. I know some people choose to go with like really high spoke or with, I guess, not the chrome finish. I know how some people tend to have opinions about chrome and how that can affect looks, but I think overall this car turned out pretty clean as when I got it. Now with it being spring, that's always a pain because we get pollen. That's lovely. So cleaned the car down today, got all the pollen off so I could film with it, and this is the result. So I mean, it's not perfect. It's got some thick paint chips, some worse than others as well. The previous owner of this car stored it for most of its life. Like there, it's starting to tear away. And since the previous owner of this car was handicapped, he put in his own throttle system. Since he couldn't use his legs, the only way to solve that is with your hands. And with driving with your hands, you get his own little system. So I'm about halfway through taking it out right now. And this thing looks relatively straightforward. So what was in here was this system hung up right about, I want to say here. And you could push it in for brakes, or you could pull it down for gas. And there was 2 rods that would subsequently push the pedals. he got it bolted up into the dash, which it's corroded. It's not, doesn't look good. There's wood splints. I know part of the under part of the dash is missing because from where he took it out. So I'm hoping to finish getting this system removed shortly, and that way that's not dinking your legs every time you come in. I know that wouldn't be fun. This one for the year was a Sportomatic transmission, so it is a 4-speed LD, D3, and D4. So it's kind of like a stick, but there's no clutch. So it's really fun. I mean, it's one more thing that can go wrong, but on these cars, I think it was pretty far ahead for its time. It's a 4-seater, which is pretty fun in case you want to shove your legless passengers in the back. No, I got the cover here right now, so it's super dirty, but this is the back. Not a ton of room. Comes with a couple speakers. It's fun. And as well, I don't have the key to pop the hood as of right now. I didn't bring that with me on this drive. But under here, we got a battery, fuel tank, spare tire. The spare tire is completely dry rotted. The rim rusted over. So I'm gonna need to take those out, replace the tire, clean down that rim. But I think that would be super fun, getting to clean that and watch it all polished up when it's done. Some of the other things you'll notice on this car, from how long it's been sitting, the, I guess, plastic sort of rubbery looking glass on here is faded, I guess, because, you know, plastics over time. And in the South, there's a lot of heat. That'll really start eating away at it. I'm mostly probably going to keep this thing in a garage for a while as it's being worked on, because don't want to have the heat start eating away at the interior. That's going to really start messing it up fast. New plates for the car came in the other day, so I'm going to need to get those installed, because last thing I want is to have to deal with police like, oh, why are your plates not on? Either way, that's a fun thing that'll get cleared up. No, I am not handicapped. The previous guy was, so need to swap those out. So no, we do not get the handicap parking privilege. That would be cool, but you know, you got to save it for those people that really need it. So that'll be clean. Get that cleaned up. I know the plates weren't really, I don't know, they're a little banged up, but that'll be nice to get those off, get a fresh look as well. I'm really looking forward to doing a full polish on this thing, getting it completely wiped down and really see. Sometime either this week or next, I'm gonna take it into the garage, get it fully inspected so I can see what's going on. That'll be fun, finding out where the leaks are and seeing just how much it's really gonna be to fix. Since I want to turn this thing into a show car, it's gonna be really fun if it's done right. But, you know, last thing I want is to ignore something really major. Come time to sell it, then that, you know, that would be taken away. One other thing as well, whenever I do a full interior replacement, the speedometer on this car is currently faulty, so it does not work. So we're trying to keep this thing off public roads, because last thing you want is to not know how fast you're going. That would be bad. Another thing as well with this car, it came with a Momo wheel and this tiny cute little horn, which is fun. I do want to replace the wheel though with an original 930 wheel. I think those would look really good. Get it in that either leather brown like I'm wanting to transfer to, or maybe black, one of the two. But I think reverting this car back to its true from factory style, making it show worthy, would really be a fun thing to do. I also haven't got a really good look at it yet, since I haven't had this thing up in the air, but from what I can tell from just looking at it, the brakes on this car look really good. Not quite sure how thick the pads are just yet. It's enough right now to drive safely, but it's something that I would love to check out before this thing is on the road a lot, because last thing you want is a brake failure. As well, the suspension components, this vehicle was lowered from the front, so I guess if I step back, you might be able to see that this car has been lowered and kind of leans a little. I don't know, let me try to hold the camera straight on that. So that's cool, adds a little bit of, I don't know, speed. Not really, it's just looks, but it feels faster that way. It's just more fun, I guess, in my opinion. As well, I do want to see how worn things are, because coming and stepping back far enough, this vehicle does look like it leans to the left just a little, so that's something I want to check out. No, I'm not a huge person. This vehicle just came that way. So all the fun things to look at. To pretty much sum it up, this is something I wanted to talk about. Just know that it's here and start the documentation process. I'm really looking forward to being able to film with this car and tell what I do to it, how it's going to be done. Obviously, this is first project car, so there are more experienced people. I'm going to be going to many meets, looking at many forums, seeing what people really do with these, and maybe, gain some knowledge, read a couple books, find out really just how cool this thing is and really how complex it is, because this thing is not like a lot of other cars. I know people love fixing up Mustangs and Camaros, but working on a flat six on a German car, which is completely different than all the American standards, is going to be a challenge, but it's something I really look forward to. So I'm hoping to film more and really talk about this thing. Yeah, once again, go over what I do with this, but all in all, I'm really happy to be able to share this experience with y'all. So looking forward to more filming to come. I will see y'all around.